on. Hey, girl. Hey.
Jeez Louise, wow.
How's it going, girl?
I mean, it's going pretty good. I'm a little worried about you after that
Oh no,
intro.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
That's like
I'm fine.
that was your most like
I did.
deflated intro ever.
Well, we're recording both today, and I didn't want to stress the vocal cords. I didn't
Oh,
want to
okay.
stress the
No, it's fine.
vocals.
I thought you were probably just sad because Jada Hudson is starting to do better in Canada Drag Race, but
Girl, please, I'm one episode behind. Don't talk about it.
oh,
You forget.
okay.
You forget that. I just watched the Snatch Game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I told you about the masterclass. Was I
You
wrong?
did. You did. Marie Curie was fantastic. Let me tell you.
My goodness,
I
what
do
a
have
good
some
job she
thoughts.
did.
I do have some thoughts. Let me get some
Hmm.
thoughts. I do think that had it been America,
Okay.
it had been American's Drag Race. I do believe that the one who did Tammy Faye would not have been in the top because
Oh no, yeah.
it
For
was not
Tammy Faye would have
enough.
not. It
It
would have not passed American Drag
it
Race.
was
No.
not enough. It was not.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like endearing to her. It felt like making fun of her, right? In a way that
Well, I don't think that, but what
okay,
I do think is that she was just a caricature.
yeah,
She didn't actually bring in like the warmth of Tammy
right
Faye.
there you
Like,
go.
and I think that, I mean, I call this at this point now, but I think that person, I can't ever remember her name, but I don't personally think that she is warm.
No, I don't get that
Like
either.
she tried to come off as like that at the very
Yeah,
beginning, but like the longer this has been going, you're kind of like you're actually a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah. In a way,
So
the
yeah,
Irma Gerd is pretty warm.
right. So Irma
I've
Gerd's like the opposite. When she
yeah.
came in, she seemed like, oh, she's just gonna be nerdy, but she actually
Yeah.
has a heart. It's like they switch places.
And the other one I think that had it been in America,
Hmm.
Bombay, with the way she did Aziz Ansari, who may or may not be a gross anyway, but turned it into a gay joke. Well, you've heard about all the rumors about Aziz Ansari, right?
Well, that was the thing that was so funny to me because when Brooklyn was saying what she was saying, I was like, has nobody in Canada heard like all of those ongoing jokes about him? Like, that's
No,
not.
I've never. Gay jokes aren't a thing about Aziz Ansari.
I had heard those before. It wasn't just on here. I'd heard it before.
Regardless, those are inappropriate.
No, no, I agree with that.
She
Oh,
would have been. She
I
would have
thought the entire
been.
thing was inappropriate.
I think that Lady Boom Boom would have been safe, and she would have been in the bottom two had it have been.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It is what it is, and I
It's
will
different culture, different.
different culture.
Have you started Australia at all?
No, not yet, dear.
Okay.
One drag race at a time.
Okay,
One drag
okay.
race.
I
One.
just asked.
It's not me. It's my husband. He can only handle one at a time.
I mean, mine's sort of like that, but um if the girls are different enough, he can handle two.
Are they
Um
different enough?
this time they are. This is
Okay,
a
I
really
love that.
this time
I
they are.
also there's
Yeah.
also a thing in which Australia is maybe my third or fourth favorite drag
Hmm.
race. Like
Hmm.
like American Drag Race is still number one because you, whatever you're gonna get, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. It's gonna
Uh,
be top notch.
exactly.
Like, yeah.
Then Canada because it's always like season one. Like it is always these bitches have no money. None of them have any, but and it is so refreshing. It's like the polar opposite. Am I wrong? It's like the polar opposites of the two.
I guess I never really thought of that. You said it like that. I was like, oh wait, you're right.
Like maybe season two, not season one, because it's
Because you're right though, because the thing is like especially oh man, now you've struck something. So yeah, because like if think about it, on the Canada Drag Race, when somebody does come out with a breathtaking
uh
costume,
huh.
it is so like whoa,
Yeah,
because
like
most
like
of
like
the
going back to
costumes are
Bombay, that was a breathtaking costume
yeah,
that she probably made herself or spent
a lot. Yeah,
$500 on.
yeah, yeah.
Not like what Jigs Monsoon spent $10,000-$15,000 on, right?
Or having like Shay or what was Shay or Miss Oh, what's
Yes.
the one
Yes.
Miss Cracker
Yeah.
with like literal Mondo Guerra
Uh-huh.
design dresses?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
When I found that out, I was bitter.
The most expensive thing that we've seen is probably that dress from that Montreal drag queen that they had, her vintage dress. That was probably
Uh-huh.
the most expensive thing they've had,
Yep.
right?
So it's really funny. It's like I had not thought of that because you're right. I was always like, there's something about this and I can't put my finger on
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. And then it's
Backwards
UK
lights.
because they're still very talented. They're still not as rich, but they're still
Nobody
80%.
has the same. Nobody has. But the thing is like here's the thing, because this is like we always the dark side of Drag Race, right? Like, not only are they not rich,
Yep.
but unlike all of the girls in America, they're also not willing to go into a lot of debt to go on the show. Most
Speaking of not wanting to go into law of debt, Maim, did you know that we have a Patreon? Dear listeners, if you want to throw us some money, please go to patreon.com, Berkshire, Mims and Maim. Did you like that? Did you like that transition right there?
that was an amazing train. That was maybe one of the best transitions you've done.
Speaking of transitions, Maim, did you know we have another podcast?
I did. Yeah,
It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder, She Wrote podcast, Maim. It
okay.
actually, dear listeners, you need to start listening to this one more because it's starting to creep up and maybe beat this one soon.
What?
What?
Face
What?
crack? What?
I know.
Well, it is technically the funnier of the two of them. Technically.
Yeah. It's because I don't know
Not
why.
not that this one's not funny. I can tell you exactly why. It's because the complete absurdity of those
true.
shows makes the podcast funnier because we're both trying to work through how insane it is. And every episode when we think to ourselves, it can't get more insane. You have a scene like the one we're going to cover today where ladies just literally standing outside in a hallway going, "Ah!" Like, come on.
Maim,
Yes.
did you know that we have merchandise?
What?
Dear listeners, if you go to mimsandmaim.com, you could buy some little merchandise from us. Just a little merchandise. Just a tiny little merchandise.
The way you just said some little, it sounded like you said subliminal, and I was like, wait,
Buy
what's
some
happening?
subliminal. Don't have sex. Buy some subliminal merchandise from us.
When I heard that, I was like, I need to talk to my mom because I'm pretty sure that this must have been what happened in my life.
What? Don't have sex?
Don't have sex. It's a little too on the news.
Well, man,
on the news.
do you want to go ahead and get in this episode?
Oh my god, let's do it.
This is season 2, episode 15, Full Moon. Yeah, well, sorry. We're at Sugar Bakers.
Wait, it's season 2? I thought we were on season 3.
Season 3, episode 15. Lord have mercy. Lord, I do apologize, dear listeners.
Oh, scary. I was
It
like,
is
wait a minute.
Season 3, episode 15, Full Moon.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
Nah.
I love the jazz hands there.
Thank you.
That's nice.
They look creepy in front of the screen, don't they?
What? Please stop doing that. That's making me uncomfortable.
They can also do this.
Well, that's what you do all the time. I mean, that's
Just flailing around, talking with my hands.
that's what you do. It's like its own version of sign language. I mean,
Oh, God.
technically.
So we're at Sugar Bakers, technically. We're at Sugar Bakers, and we find out Julia's in a fashion show.
Yes, it's gonna be so fancy.
It is. It's going to have a lot of people there. The mayor's going to be there. It's going to be real fancy. It's for a children's hospital or something like that.
Oh, okay. That's a thing that people do, I guess.
And Mary Jo's a little despondent. And we find out that Julia's staying the night at Charlene's tonight.
Well, that's so interesting. Mary Jo is surprised by that because she seems very
Out
something's
of it,
on her.
despondent, like just not there. Well, she's worried about Claudia having sex and getting pregnant.
Oh, just like in general or specifically?
Well, Claudia, both, I believe is the right. So Claudia's 16 and able to go on car dates now.
I didn't know what that was. What's a car date?
It's where you can actually leave with the boy in a car, I think.
Oh, like without a chaperone.
Without a chaperone.
Ah, okay.
I'd never heard it either, but
I had wondered, like I had noted it. I was like, I don't know what that is. But also, were they doing chaperone dates in the 80s?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, girl.
How would I know? We were babies. What do you act like?
We weren't babies. We were like full-fledged adults at the time of this airing. We were 7 years old, and we were full-fledged adults.
Technically, you couldn't have told the two of us that we weren't the same as adults when we were 7 years old. Technically. I remember us in those years. We thought we were little adults.
We did.
And our parents treated us as such.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So Claudia has a new boyfriend.
Oh.
And they're looking at each other like they want to have sex.
Oh, okay. What does that look like?
Well, girl, if I have to teach you've left you.
I was trying to set you up for something funny, not a dig at me, but fine.
A thing can be two things, Maim. A thing can be two things.
And that's why you're versatile.
Hey! No, it's actually it's really just the colitis. That's what. So I've actually learned in my older age, dear listeners, this may be TMI. This
is definitely going to be TMI.
That in the gay community, there are tops, there are bottoms, and now that they've come up with a
sides.
Yes, yeah. Which is, dear listeners, those are the ones who just prefer the oral sex, the mutual masturbation, that sort of thing. This is probably again TMI.
So much TMI.
But I think as I grow older.
Are you turning into a side?
It's just so much easier.
And if Mims knows anything, it's how to take the easy way out.
Oh, I thought you should have rephrased that and put better joke. If Mims knows anything, she knows how to be easy.
That's true.
Workshopping.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
This is good.
Thank you. Write it down for later.
Take this on the road. I know there's a place in Boca we can do this at.
So Mary Jo goes on and on about how much she's explained. She's explained to Claudia since like 10 years old, all the stuff about sex and getting her on the pill and all that good stuff. I mean, it was definitely implied that Mary Jo got Claudia on the pill, right?
Yes.
Or at least explained to her so she'd go to the doctor if she wanted the pill.
It seems like she explained it so that if Claudia said she wanted to do it, she would do it.
Yes. And Charlene's like, well, you did a good job. But there's this thing in this tabloid about subliminal messaging where you softly mumble something and they say it really works. Well, who's they? Them.
Scientists,
them. They say
that work with them. It's scientists.
They're scientists, Maim. They're them. And so, Claudia is here, and she's looking about 25 years old.
She is like that. When she came on, I was like, why does she look like she's like a little bit older than I
Well,
remember?
you know, she's just giving Candace Cameron Burke her run for money with that hair.
I felt like in this particular episode, she made a conscious choice with the producers. She's like, I want to start being like more like a role model, kind of like for girls to look up to, because like her styling, her everything had changed quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, we meet Benjamin, the 12, one of the tribes of Israel, I believe, and I just remember the Benjamin Calypso from Joseph Daisy Technicolor Dreamcoat. Did you not like Joseph? I love that musical.
It's okay.
Anyway, it's
okay.
okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It is the precursor to Jesus Christ Superstar. It's the one where he works everything out before Jesus Christ Superstar. Do you like Jesus Christ Superstar?
It's okay.
I don't know how to love him.
That was almost on key.
How to move him. Yeah,
Wow.
I know. I can do a few things.
Wow. That's impressive.
Thank you, girl. Thank you.
I wish you had that audition when you tried out for A Fiddler on the Roof. That would have been great.
We have been through this. Miss B chose the song, and then the one helped me with it to someone who had never seen, and still to this day has not seen, Sound of Music all the way through. I hadn't seen it before because I was bored by it, and I haven't seen it now because I was traumatized by that audition. Also, why are you putting my smoking ass in a tenor role? Like, that's... You didn't
because
see
of it's because of your gay voice. It's deceptive.
I'm a baritone.
But your gay voice is deceptive because it's always in a high register.
You know, if she was a music teacher worth of any salt, she would have noticed that.
Oh Lord, honey, that was the 90s. This lady was just trying to help you find a safe space.
I already had one. I went to a coffee shop with a lot of safe spaces.
Oh my gosh.
That coffee shop was such. I don't know what I would have been like without the smelly cat. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Do you?
We would not have been the same people.
We would not have been the same people.
Just plain and simple. We wouldn't have been the same people. No, we would have been much more miserable.
So Mary Jo says, don't have sex.
Yes. And Claudia's like, what? What was that?
So Claudia's going to go to the mall. Then she's going to go to the library. She's going to go see a movie. And then she's going to go spend the night at Mindy's.
Oh,
don't have sex.
Don't have sex. Oh, what was that, Mom? What did you say?
So Mary Jo gives her a credit card to go buy the sweater she's been looking at. And then they leave. Okay. And as she shuts the door, don't have sex.
Oh, what was that?
Nothing. It's nothing. Don't have sex.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Thanks.
Yeah. So Suzanne is running late. Julia's coming downstairs. Suzanne is running late.
Oh, man.
Suzanne's here.
Hey, Suzanne.
Funny how whenever somebody's running late and they say they're running late, they show right on up, isn't it?
Yes. It's
well,
really
Noelle's with her.
Oh, my gosh. We get a guest appearance from Noelle the pig.
Noelle's been running a little bit of a temperature recently.
No.
And Suzanne's been receiving some rude calls about they're just going to take Noelle back to the farm and kill her.
That's inappropriate. Did you find that to be? I found that moment to be a little bit like, that's actually kind of a little dark.
But it kind of seems like something would happen, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
So we also find out that Consuela is on vacation. So Suzanne's feeling very vulnerable right now. So she's going to go buy a gun. I'm
feeling very attacked. Sorry.
Don't buy a gun.
Please don't. Fight the urge. Please fight the urge.
So we also find out that Noelle has the flu.
Oh, no.
And as they're leaving, Julia goes over to Suzanne and says, look, we need to talk about this pig. Even Perky sent a letter about this pig.
Mm-hmm. Which is pretty bad. From Japan.
From Japan. She's still in Japan.
I mean, good on Perky, right? Like, good on Perky.
I didn't. She's been there for 3 years. I figured her visa would have run out by now.
Oh, you know, folks like that. They get that special visa.
What?
It's the rich people visa, whatever
the rich
they
people
call
visa.
It. Right, this is like the Black American Express card. They get the rich people visa.
Well, you can get a rich people visa in like Malta and Portugal. If you spend $140,000, you just can become a citizen.
What?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
They just let you be a citizen, just like that.
Yeah.
Just because you spent a bunch of money.
Yeah.
What?
It's called a golden passport. Yeah.
I don't understand society sometimes.
Yeah.
Do not.
Like, and Malta's really big because then you become an EU citizen. So you can travel through the EU for free without ever having to have a passport. Yeah.
That seems wrong.
No, not.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying. I realize it's not. I realize it's their culture, but it's just like, that seems kind of crappy that a person can just pay a lot of money and do that.
I mean, but yeah. Well, we've gone ahead a little bit, and it's after the fashion show.
Okay.
We're back at Sugar Baker's, and we find out that Julia looked great.
Aw. But why does she not seem happy about it?
Well, so everybody's like, well, Julia doesn't want to talk about Julia. And Julia eventually says, well, just tell him. He's going to find out anyway. So Suzanne's like, well, Julia started walking down the runway or down the stairs, and she had her pantyhose caught in the back. Oh, excuse me, her dress caught in the back of her pantyhose.
Oh, no.
Her backside was to everyone, and she mooned everyone, including the mayor.
Oh, no. Not the mayor as well.
So Julia's like, well, why didn't somebody tell me? To which Suzanne says, well, where was your underwear? And Julia's like, well, it was a silk dress, and they told me to just wear hose so that there wouldn't be a panty line.
So you should have wore a G-string.
Here's my question, girl.
Okay.
What kind of silk dress would even look right with hose?
I mean, maybe nude hose. That face you're making. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe a set of nude hose.
Maybe. Do you wear pantyhose?
Like in general, in life?
In drag, girl, you're a drag queen.
Oh, sometimes.
Are you a leggings girl?
I do both.
Or are you a nothing girl?
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't do that. Like, I mean, I know that there are plenty of people that do that, and I don't have any problem with that. But as for me in my house, sorry, that sounds like my mother. No, it's just for me. I think I like anywhere that I can add even more color into an outfit. So for me, like I prefer tights.
Yep.
To stockings because I can get them in all different kinds of colors, and that's why I like them. But yeah, no, I
was generally like a white tight with like a neon green or neon yellow fishnet over. That was my sort of dealio.
You were like fishnets were your thing. I remember.
Yeah, and like the ugliest fishnets.
They were.
Ugliest fishnets in the largest Queen Helene size.
But it worked so well for you, though.
It did because I was not a pretty girl.
I mean, you're okay.
Oh, thank you, honey. You're a good liar.
You were okay. Let's be for real here, right? Let's be for real. So, were you an unconventional drag queen? Yes, we both are. Were you like painted for the gods? No, that wasn't part of your drag. were you actually a decent looking drag queen that if you actually, like that drag queen said, if they painted you for the gods, you would have been cute.
That's
You would have been a
true.
cute
That's
drag
true.
queen.
That's true. That's
Like
true.
that's the thing. It's like you're, and don't ever tell any person that I ever said this to you. I swear to God. But it's not like you're a ugly human being. You're a cute. You're cute. You're a cutie, right? So if you put on the right makeup, then that would have just enhanced it. I mean, you would have been a plus size girl, but you would have been a cute plus size girl.
My whole body hangs off these cheekbones.
It is one of the greatest lines ever uttered in history and ever.
And dear listeners, I
was watching that earlier this week, by the way, because I was just like, I need something
scene.
to pick me up out of this. Yeah.
Dear listeners, and the funniest part about that was, even when I was rail thin, I didn't really have cheekbones. I got one of them round, heart-shaped faces with like big puffy cheeks, but not really the bones. Did you watch the Bob's Burgers movie?
Not yet, no.
Okay. God. One day you'll watch something.
I did play a video game recently, which was really great.
Encanto?
No. I said a video game.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got a video game for it.
What would be the plot of the video game?
Girl, they made video games out like Aladdin and all that other shit. Why wouldn't they make one of Encanto?
It was Aladdin. He was jumping around on stuff, and it was
real hard to do.
It was really very difficult. I actually bought that just in case they repackaged it for the PlayStation. It's still hard. I was just like, oh, okay. The Lion King. I was like, there's no reason that these games should have been this hard when we were kids. There's just no.
Have you ever seen the funny 3D Lion King?
No.
Oh my God, I'm gonna send this to you after this.
Okay.
Girl, it is. I love it. Like it is. It's. Anyway, back to this. So, the backside to everyone. Where are we at?
We literally just got to the part where we're starting to go into nighttime.
So Julia is like, I'll be the woman, and Suzanne barges in, who mooned all of Atlanta. So Mary Jo tells an embarrassing story to make Julia feel better about how she was on a train on her honeymoon night.
And exposed herself to
you know what you wear on your honeymoon night? And Charlene's like, matching pajamas. And she's like, no. And, she had her butt up against the wind and everybody's hooting and hollering in the middle of New Mexico. To which Charlene's like, well, Suzanne, don't you have a most humiliating story? And Suzanne's like, yes. My most humiliating moment was in Julia mooned 1,200 people.
It was one of the best lines.
To which girl, Mr. Mims turned, looked at me and said, well, Suzanne, how are you doing today? In rewatching this, although I always felt myself a Julia,
you're Suzanne, dude.
I'm definitely Suzanne.
I told you that when we first started this. I was like, okay.
As time progresses, God,
you are definitely Suzanne.
I am definitely Suzanne.
When she was defending that house with the gun later, I was like, that's him.
I've never even shot a gun.
I'm just saying that was your energy. I didn't say it was you, but that was your energy.
You don't know me.
What year is this in our friendship? We're 36 at this point. Yeah.
So Charlene's like, Suzanne will come on over to my house tonight. Suzanne says no. She also will not be answering the phone if they need anything. Mm-hmm. And she asks Anthony to come over. Well, Anthony's like, Charlene's like, well, Anthony's in a play about where he's a prisoner from Alcatraz. And Suzanne just goes, well, good casting. So Anthony, you can come by afterwards.
So wrong.
And Anthony's like, well, I'll be there between 11 and 12. Okay. And again, another Suzanne thing. The only one who's really friends with black people.
I'm glad somebody else mentioned the fact that, yeah.
Girl, so I just, let me tell you a story real quick. You know, I've been going to Bristol, Pennsylvania recently.
Right.
It's a very white town. One of my coworkers, who's an African American man, like a chill one, like we get along really well. I was like, I in a private phone conversation was like, dude, I need to let you know something.
Okay.
It is very white. Just need you to know that this is a very, very like white city. Just throw that out there for you to use for you to like handle how you think. He came home. He's like, Eric, I had reservations at a restaurant. I walked in there. There were nothing but old white people. Even all the servers were white. And I looked around and I was like, I do not want to be here. And I backed away and was like, thank you. I need to go make a phone call. And I went as far away from that restaurant as I possibly could. Thank you for letting me know about that. It's like, you got the safe spaces, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
I've eaten at that restaurant. The food's really good, but
good gracious.
I mean,
it's so funny, right? Like, and without getting too deep into it, a show like this always points this out because they do a lot of things on the show where it's like a lot of white spaces. And it's really funny because I just genuinely think that white folks, especially, they forget that there are still spaces in our country where a person of color walks in places and there's nobody else.
Nope.
Nobody.
Nope.
And it's like when you think about that, it just always is amazing because people are just like, oh, it's all behind us. I'm like, literally, folks, like, and it's not just like you walk in and it's a thing. It's like you walk in, you're the only one there, and everyone there is looking at you. And it's like, well, I'm not that hungry now. I'm gonna walk the other way.
Yeah, and like this is the city or the area, I should say, where the people from Philadelphia moved to because it was getting too.
Mm-hmm. We know
whatever derogatory term
you ain't gotta say it.
Yeah, like
what did they used to say? My mom used to say that in New York, people used to say they had to move because the night was approaching. Girl, I was like, ugh.
Girl, were you ever taught about the police and army firebombing Philadelphia? Because
we were taught in church during Black History Month, but
not anywhere else. Like,
no, that was never.
I didn't learn that until I was an adult.
Yeah,
I didn't learn about Wilmington until I was an adult.
Wilmington, that one, Tulsa, all of them. Nobody.
Yep.
Nope, not taught.
God. Set it and forget it, I guess. Anyway, we're at Charlene's.
We are. Oh, Lord, this moment. This is
and Mary Jo is talking about, Charlene's going on. I'm going to ignore that part. Mary Jo starts talking about Ben, and if Charlene thinks he's attractive, she's like, well, he looks like Michael J. Fox. Would you have sex with him?
Which
like,
was...
No, but even when I was 16, I wouldn't have had sex because nobody in Poplar Bluff had sex. Well, except for Monette. And this girl named Ruth Wheeler who looked like she was 36 when she came out of the womb.
I would have loved to have known her.
I know, right?
She sounds like somebody we would have been friends with.
I know. Hey, Ruth.
What?
Can you get me a pack of smokes and a pint? Yeah.
Give me a minute. Hold on, I gotta get the backer first.
How many of your relatives snuffed?
Only two that I remember.
Old women?
Yeah, Miss Helen, the lady that used to babysit me when I was in like that age range. She did it. I remember one time she let me taste it.
Oh.
And it used to, oh man, it's so weird. Like sometimes you'll say something that triggers a thought. I used to use the little containers that they used, those little metal tin containers. I used to use those for like collecting stuff outside because she had like this nice little yard outside, and I used to go like pick up bugs and things like that and just put it in the containers, but they weren't they weren't cleaned out, so they still had like snuff residue in them. So I'm pretty sure I had like lots of exposure to it as a child.
Oh, God.
Oh
It smelled good.
no, to this day, like I can. It's such a specific smell that I don't think I've ever smelled anything else in life that was anywhere near what snuff smells like. But yeah, man, she used to. Oh my goodness! But I remember she did that. I did have a couple of relatives that also chewed tobacco. So like my uncle, the one that was the pig farmer, he used to do that. So he'd have his bottle there and all of those things. So yeah.
So Claudia's running late.
Oh Lord, she's
having
sex,
sex.
girl. She is doing it.
So now we're at Suzanne's. And Suzanne is getting phone calls, and she's sitting there with a gun in her negligee, with a gun on her lap. Not negligee, but like night attire. This bright pink night attire.
Not just a gun.
Yes, a semi-automatic AK-37, I believe is what he says later.
Yes. It's like saying gun is not doing it justice.
Someone's at the door, and it's Anthony.
Yes.
And he comes in, he's like, "What are you doing with an AK-37 semi-automatic?" "I am protecting my home and my pig."
So she foreshadowing.
She pokes fun at him for wearing like the old-timey jail outfit. And we find out Noelle has gas, and she asks Anthony to take her out to the garage.
Yes.
So now we're at the parking spot, and Charlene has a spotlight, which her dad used to use for frog digging, which I believe is illegal.
I don't even know what frog digging is.
Where you dig up frogs to cook them?
Oh, but yeah. I thought frogs were in water.
They're in mud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that makes more sense then. When you say mud, I'm like, oh, okay. Why would that be illegal? Isn't that just like hunting?
Because you take too many of them, and you can overpopulate and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that would make sense for Charlene's family because they were so large. So that makes sense. Yeah.
Anyway, Mary Jo's like, I think it's that one over there, and she shines her light onto him, and it's an old couple. Well, the police are here.
And you might not know this, but what they're doing is not legal.
No, it's not. So we're at Suzanne's again. She's has her gun ready. She's wandering around, and she can't find Anthony. So now we're back with Julia. They've gotten out of the car. Julia's like, we can go by Suzanne's to get bail. She won't hear the doorbell, but we'll throw a rock at her window to get her attention. And the police was like, normally we wouldn't do this, but why not?
Because you all are white ladies.
Yeah. So we're at Suzanne's, and we hear a crash in a window, and Suzanne goes upstairs and just starts shooting into the night. Just starts shooting.
It's the best thing ever. I just think it's the funniest thing ever. Like the sound effects were so perfect.
So now we're at a police station.
Oh.
And we've got a list of the crimes that have been committed: vehicle without license, trespassing, possession of a farm animal, endangering lives with a firearm. And Julia goes on a gun rights tirade, which, dear listeners, at this time, you still could not buy automatic weapons in a gun store. Like there was an assault weapons ban at the time. So this AK-37 semi-automatic
was not legal.
Was no, that one was legal. Semi-automatics were legal. Yeah, it's the automatic. The AK-47's the.
I don't know the difference between all of this stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, she goes on tirade, and there's like, well, my God, you've. It seems like you aren't depressed anymore. And Mary Jo's like, well, Julia, you finally found something that Expose yourself's just not as threatening as being mowed down in Suzanne's yard, is it?
You found something to live for.
You found something to live for. The policeman lets them go and tells Julia to keep it covered up.
Because they told him about her mooning somebody.
Did you notice the girl and the woman in the background who would look bored to be there? Who kind of looked like...
sometimes 80s extras are the best thing ever. Like, just sometimes.
She kind of looked like... oh, God. The woman from SNL with the blonde hair who turned out to be a lunatic.
SNL blonde. Oh, no, I know who you're talking about. The one with Victoria, the one with the high-pitched voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or Elaine Boozler. Remember Elaine Boozler?
I forgot about her.
She's so good.
Oh my gosh, is she still alive?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I guess she's probably
voice.
like. I wonder if she's in like. She's probably in Vegas. I'm guessing it's probably a Vegas thing. Elaine Boozler.
Boozler.
Yeah, she's still alive.
Good.
Oof, that perm. Sorry.
We're going to talk about perms the next episode.
We are. Yeah, she has a thing called Timeless. It's a box set of all of her best things. They're selling it on Amazon.
How much is it?
$41. Oh wait, no. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. That's if they do a frequently bought together with Michelle Obama's biography for some reason.
Is it being read by Viola Davis?
No.
I still want to know what Michelle did to Viola. I still want to know.
I know.
Have you watched it yet?
No, I just watched some clips of it because somebody packaged some clips for it and put it on TikTok, and I was like, oh no. What am I looking at?
Crime against humanity.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back at Charlene's, and Claudia shows up, and we find out that Claudia had car trouble last night.
Oh, okay, sure.
And Mary Jo's like, I'm hip and progressive, but I don't want you to have sex. Claudia's like, I didn't have sex. You're not hip and progressive, and you're old school like I am, but I do neck. And Mary Jo's like, well, I don't want to hear about it. She turns around, leaves, and then she says, don't have sex.
A nice bow on that one.
A bad moon arising.
Yeah, right? That was weird. Don't go out tonight. Well, it's time to make all right. There's a bad moon on the horizon.
Hey, man.
Yes.
Did you find yourself a Miss Georgia World? You've only got one choice.
Nobody stuck out to me this week.
Suzanne in that pink outfit with the gun.
Okay, so that is the one that I was thinking about, but I also was like, I felt like she's worn that before.
She's worn something very similar, yes.
Okay, well then I give it to Suzanne because I was like, is that the same thing we gave it to her for before? Because yes, no, that was obviously perfection. So, yeah.
Also props to Mary Jo or Annie Potts, who was very cold on set earlier, wearing that huge pink felt coat. Like, yes. It must have been so cold on set. Yes. So cold on set.
I mean, she is just a wee little thing.
She is a wee little thing. My God, my balls are itching.
Oh, so Elaine Boozler's on Twitter, it looks like.
Oh, good for her. So's Ruth Buzzy. If you ever want a little fun moment, Ruth Buzzy's on there. She tweets like little absurdities all the time. She's 92 now, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like yeah, like she's actually got some. She's very animal. She's like kind of like a Betty White sort of thing. She's very animal obsessed.
Well, Maim, did you enjoy this episode?
To me, like, you already know how I feel about Claudia-centric episodes.
Yeah.
And I just felt like there were so many things to this one that were like what would be the word we used to use? Zany, I guess you'd call it, right? Like the Julia with the pantyhose mooning everybody, then them going out to the place where people are making out, and You know, it was just like one of those things where like almost everybody's behavior was like just a little bit uncharacteristic. But you know, they were doing what they had. So it was like it was an okay episode, but it did feel a little bit like they were trying stuff this time to see how it landed.
See, so that's hilarious because I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. It's like the opposite of the last one. Like the pig and her gun and the like Claudia. Okay, the Claudia part not so much, but when it came together with the gun outside the window shooting into the Georgia night.
Well, it was funny because like I thought, and this might have been what it is that I might need to rewatch one more time because I think my brain had jumped ahead to another episode involving Suzanne and a gun. And so I think I was like expecting that at first,
Gotcha.
right? And so when it didn't, I was like, oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be. So I might just need to rewatch it, but it's just like there's so many parts that I'm like the thing with Julia. I know ladies talk about like tucking their stuff in their pantyhose before and all of that stuff, but like she was at a fashion show. Like the logic dictates that there would have been people at the fashion show that were in charge of making sure that Julia looked nice before getting out and walking in the fashion show. Yep. So it's like just that part alone for me, it was just...
Unless she really had to pee, ran to the restroom, peed, and did not like get it fixed.
Okay, that could be one of the reasons.
And this was like a charity fashion. This wasn't like, but 1,200 people. I hear what you're saying. Like
because they made it sound like Atlanta society and blah 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 blah, and like so you know you were thinking to yourself like, well, I mean, how would that have happened? Like even before she stepped out on the runway, it was like. There's usually a handler.
I mean, but now with that said, if Stacey Abrams had been the mayor at that moment, don't you think she'd be hooting and hollering for?
I think if Stacey had been the mayor, oh Lord, that would have been. That would have been definitely a nice to light one out in Georgia kind of moment.
Oh, well, Maim, why don't you tell our dear listeners where they can find you?
Hello, dear listeners. So it's I, your favorite relation, Auntie Maim. You can find me on the social media, on Instagram at Auntie_Maim. That's MAIM. You can find me on the Twitter at Maim Ministry. You can find me on that's about it, really. You can find me in real life if you're ever down vacationing in the South Florida area. I do improvised comedy at the Villain Theater located in Midtown Miami. You can find out more about them at villaintheater.com for tickets and info. I also am a host, so I do a cabaret / karaoke show every Thursday night in Miami Beach at a little spot called Kill Your Idol. And actually, this is brand new information for even Mims. And I'll be hosting the future Black Market shows, which is a concert series we have here in South Florida every 2 months. So you can find out more about them at theblackmarketmia.com also. We just had a show last night that was really fun. And how about you, Mims?
I'm the Divamus Mims. You can find me on Twitter at Divamus Mims. You can find this podcast on Twitter at Baking Sugar Pod. Baking Sugar Pod. I just couldn't get it out. It stuck. It was so sweet it stuck to the top of my mouth.
That's how sugar is, Hanny. Sugar's like that.
Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have a Patreon?
Yes. I mean,
you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, and support us. Hey, Maim, did you know we have another podcast? You can go to You Slay Me Pod. Wherever you get your podcast, it's a God, I was trying to interrupt her. I got confused on my own damn self. Murder She Wrote podcast. Hey, Maim, did you know that we have merchandise? Okay. You go to mimsandmaim.com and buy some things. Hey, Maim, do you have anything else to add? Why don't you just say goodnight, Maim?
Girl, good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.
Whew. Lord have mercy.
Look at the stop button.
Where's
that stop button?